The Ultimate Ninja Storm games are arguably the best Naruto games ever made. Though the last few have come out considerably weaker than the others, none of them have been particularly bad in general. These games are considered by many to be the peak of what the Naruto series has created. While I believe that may be going a bit too far in some cases, it's hard to deny that these games are good. With that being said, a collection of all the main games in the series will be coming out on the 25th of this month. Known as the Naruto Shippuden Ultimate Ninja Storm Legacy Collection, it will feature 4 games and will be released for $80. I've got to say that the price tag is honestly pretty ridiculous, especially given some of the games that have come out in recent years. Sure, that's only $20 a game, but considering the gameplay is roughly the same in every one of them, that's a horrible price tag. Simply put, you're not paying $20 each for 4 games, you're paying about $15 each for 4 story modes, and you're getting your favorite game in the series for $20. Whether or not that's worth it is somewhat debatable, so I won't go too much farther into it right now. Since this collection is full of remasters instead of new games, I'm actually going to be able to get into the story, something I don't normally do, at least not on Hyper Gripe anyway. Naruto takes place in a world where people have superhuman abilities, known as jutsu. People with special training are able to produce these techniques through the use of chakra, a combination of physical and spiritual energy. You can think of it similarly to Ki from Dragon Ball, but with a lot more variety. There are 9 creatures made out of this chakra, known as tailed beasts, and all of them are extremely powerful. Ninjas somehow found ways to seal these creatures inside of humans, thus creating what is known as a Jinchuriki, the power of human sacrifice. Most of the people that are chosen to be one of them are feared by most of the population, leading to loneliness and depression. Naruto, as you can probably already tell, was one of the people that got chosen. He goes throughout his life not knowing why people hate him, and sucks at pretty much everything except pranking people. He eventually finds out through a person who intends to leave the village. After beating that person up by using an advanced jutsu he got tricked into stealing, somehow, he graduates and becomes a ninja. His team goes through a mission that leads them into a different country. They learn some new tricks, almost die, then they leave. After this, they enter a test to try and get promoted. During this test, Sasuke, one of Naruto's teammates, realizes that because Naruto is the main character, Naruto is stronger than him. Because of this, after the exams, and also an invasion, Sasuke decides to become a main character too, and leaves the village so he'd be part of the plot. Oh yeah, there's also a group of extremely dangerous ninja that want to take over the world by combining all the tailed beasts or something. It's a small plot point, don't worry. Luckily, Sasuke is able to join that group later in the series, thus saving his relevance to the plot. An entire war happens, and we get introduced to the most overhyped and overpowered character since Frieza. And just like with Frieza, Madara Uchiha continues getting more powerful until the author has to resort to a Deus Ex Machina to defeat him. In total, we get 3 final battles, all 3 of which make over 100 chapters of a 700 chapter series in total. In all seriousness though, the stories of these games is just the same as the story of the anime and manga. I can't really fault them for that, but I also can't give them too much praise either. The story mode is worth playing if you don't know the lore, but if you've read the manga or watched the anime, you're not missing anything. But let's be honest, if you're buying these games for the story, you're not buying them for the right reason. So with that being said, how's the gameplay? This series features unique 3D fighting gameplay, something very rare in the genre. Most fighting games tend to be 2D or 2.5D at most, but 3D gameplay works surprisingly well inside of these games. Of course, because of this, the gameplay has been radically shifted in comparison to other fighting games. Whether this is good or bad is subjective, but I personally like the gameplay. There are many people who say these games are button mashers, and they're right to some degree. They can be, but only if you choose for them to be one. The game's combo system only uses one button, either the B button or circle depending on which controller you're using. You activate different combos by holding the left stick in 3 different directions, up, down, and in a neutral position. Now don't mistake the fact that you've only got 3 combos as me saying the game lacks depth. It doesn't. The game's combo systems don't only involve just beating people up, it also includes your jutsus, grabs, tilts, all in unique ways. The games feature a technique known as combo canceling, in which you're able to cancel your combo by initiating a grab or jutsu. Considering every character has different combos, different jutsus, and different grabs, this leaves a lot of options for strategy. Some of the games are better at this than the others, but they all feature it to a certain extent. So after all of that, is this game worthy of hype, or do I have a gripe with it? Honestly, I have a gripe with it. While most of the things about these games are good, the fact that they're asking for $80 is a bit off-putting. Combine that with the fact all of these games, other than Storm 1, play almost exactly the same, and you've got a giant mess. If you'd like to play the Storm series, I would honestly just suggest that you get a copy of Storm 4. It's arguably the best in the series, in my opinion. The thing is, because Storm 4 has the largest character roster and the same gameplay, more or less, you don't really need anything else to get the full Storm experience unless you're playing it for the story. Even then, you're basically paying $20 for the story of each game. If that's worth it to you, I'd say this is a good purchase, but if you already know the lore of the series, I feel it's okay to skip this collection. With that being said, links to everything relevant to the channel will be in the description below. Thanks for watching.